Hi, this is John next door with the second part of my video tutorial on making this box and the peony card that's underneath it. The last one was making the box and we came out with this box here. Now this box is going to be used for the card that I'm going to make today with the peony, and I make that using the Sizzix, turn it the right way round, Flower Peony Die. It's a big die, so you do need to cut it through a big shot or similar machine as that. And I've put a piece of card on here that I've already cut out so you can see what it cuts, which is 5 petals, 2 pieces of foliage and a calyx. I don't know how it's actually pronounced, but I just use it as a base. So that's what you need, and you need to run this through with the petals 6 times and with the foliage as many times as you want, and you need 2 of the star bases. Now I've done that and I have cut out already 5 of each petal, the foliage and the bases. I've distressed them around the edges and then I've shaped them. So I'm just going to show you now how I did that quickly so that you can get an idea of it. Using a Paper Mania pink chalk ink, I simply rubbed around the edges of the flower just to give it a little bit of life. So literally just around the edges like that. Simply done. But as you can see, we've given it some shading, but there's no life as there is in this one. So the way I do that is taking a ball tool and the back of a very cheap Chinese shop mouse mat. I run all the way around with the ball tool the edge of the petal like that, turn it over and then rub everywhere in the section in the middle. What that does is breaks the fibres in the paper internally so that it becomes more malleable and mouldable. Simply then I put a little crease up it to give it more of a petal effect, and we'll do some more shaping when it's attached. But as you can see, that's got a lot more movement in it and we can play with that a lot more. So constructing the flower, take your base, I'll move my petals up, take your base and make it into a cup by using the ball tool just in the middle and rolling it round till it's like that. So it's a little bit shaped like that. And then simply glue one of each of the largest petals onto each of the stamen. Now I am using here Pinflair's bookbinding glue for 2 reasons. The first one is it is very strong, and the second one is it dries so quickly. I found a lot of wet glues you have to put each section of the flower apart or away for 20 minutes to half an hour for it to dry properly, whereas used sparingly the bookbinding glue dries almost instantly. Take a petal into the centre and glue it on. Next one on top of the other one, glue it on, and keep going round with each petal until you've got all 6 adhered. Just like that. Now as I said, they are pretty much stuck on already, but I'm going to put that one to one side, take the next base and do the same. Glue the same way. Again, using the bookbinding glue quite sparingly. And I'm taking the next shape of petal and I'm putting them a little bit further into the centre. Okay, I'm not going to show you for speed every single one. To give me a bit of room. There we go, they're all in. I'm going to miss off the last one just to give me some room. Next, there are two different shapes of petal. There's one that looks like a hand with a thumb, and one which has a little stick out of it. And all I'm doing with these is a little bit of the glue, and I'm simply sticking them into the centre alternately. Just like that. Okay. Continue that all the way round until you've filled it up. Oops, that's the wrong one. Doesn't really matter. In nature, they're never exact, so it doesn't need to be when you do this. So you can see that's very flat at the moment, but each petal's on individually. The next thing I do is to take a pair of pliers that are just round like that, and I take one of the smallest petals, starting there, I roll it round them like that, which creates the centre for mine. Take a second one, glue across it, and I roll that one on the same to give me the little bit of centre. Okay. This is where you need it to dry pretty much instantly. That one I then cut the bottom off and glue it into the centre, which does take a couple of minutes to dry. Right, this is a yellow one that I've been making as part of the tutorial, and what I've done with this, it's been stuck all together. You can see the base there, and the other petals are all stuck in as well. There is another base in there somewhere. Right, top's in there like that. So all I'm now going to do is to twist each individual petal to make it look more realistic. So I'm grabbing each one with this tool, which is basically just a set of snips, again from a DIY or over here from the Chinese shop, that are smooth around like that. I think you can get on some of the online craft shops proper tools from Sizzix that actually are designed to do the flowers and do the twisting and things. However, if I can get something that's going to be cheaper that will work for me, that's what I use. So I'm going through and gently twisting each individual petal in different ways, again to make the flower more realistic and make them stand up. Now I could spend absolute days doing this. I'm in each one and twisting it one way and then twisting it back the next. However, very simply, that's what I'm doing for now. That one's a bit wrong. Let's twist him up a bit. There we go. So I'm going with that for the minute. Next, what I do is cut a circle of card, place my flower on, and place my moulded and shaped foliage in the right place. The reason I do this is this actually helps me to make sure that it sticks to the front of the card. It's very difficult to stick that, but if it's all stuck to one circle, then it's easier. So using quite a lot again of the bookbinding glue because it's such a strong bond when it's dry, and it dries relatively quickly. When I'm happy with the flower in the right place, put it down using my pokey tool to make sure it's adhered. And there we go. There's one finished peony. Now, for the card, I've prepared this very simply. It is a layer of this pink that's been double cut with the Spellbinders Gold Elements 1 corner die, just like that, and duplicated. That's then foam mounted onto white, a little edge of the pink or blush, and then back onto a white card blank to create a card that is 15 by 15 to fit in my 16 by 16 box. I'm going to put the yellow one on. It's not designed to be, it should be the blush pink. However, this isn't completely dry, but I'm going to give you an idea of how it would look. Place those two bits on. Again, I would use the circle, and that's how the card will look when it's finished. I'll make sure that by the end of the video, by the time that you're getting to watch it, you'll see a nice picture of this right on the end. But that's the card. There's the flower. And there's the box that when it's all finished, it will fit in. And that's all the tutorial's done. Enjoy!